Have you ever felt like you're stuck at the starting line of your own life? Like you want the change, you dream about it, but you just can't seem to take that first step. It's like you're circling the same mountain over and over, never actually climbing it. I know that feeling because I've been there, standing at the bottom, staring up, telling myself one day. For years, I said that, and nothing changed. What most people don't realize is that being stuck isn't about not wanting it bad enough. It's your brain trying to protect you, just in the wrong way. Self-sabotage is usually self-protection. Your mind thinks it's keeping you safe from failure, rejection, or even change. But really, it's keeping you from the life you want. Hey, my fellow evolvers, welcome back to Evolving with Tina. If you're new here, I'm Tina, a married mom of 3 in my late 40s on an ever-evolving self-healing journey. I created this podcast as a space to share what I'm going through or what I've already been through in hopes of connecting with other women who might be walking a similar path. Here, we talk about what it really means to show up for yourself every damn day, even when it's hard, messy, and confusing. Because growth isn't a straight line. It can be beautiful, exhausting, and overwhelming. Some days you're on fire, and other days you're just barely getting by. But no matter where you are on your journey, you're not alone. I'm right here with you. You didn't land here by accident. You're here because something inside you knows it's time to do life differently. This space is for the women who are done abandoning themselves just to keep the peace and are finally ready to claim something more without guilt or apology. So, if you've been waiting for a sign, let this be it. So recently I read The Mountain Is You by Brianna Wiest. I believe that's how you pronounce the last name. And I couldn't help but think, wow, I wish I had this book years ago, back when I felt completely stuck, waiting for life to feel different, blaming everything and everyone for why I wasn't happy. Because the core message here in this book is pretty simple and it hits pretty hard. The mountain you keep avoiding, the one that feels impossible to climb, guess what? It's you. Yeah. And today I want to share 3 lessons from this book, plus a few other powerful tools from her work. Because if you're feeling stuck right now, this might be the perspective shift you need to finally start moving forward. So, lesson 1, recognizing your mountain. For a long time, I convinced myself that all my problems were because of everything outside of me. I told myself things like, if the people in my life would just treat me differently, if I'd grown up with more love and support, if I could just lose the weight, then I'd finally feel like myself again and start showing up for me. I really believed that my happiness was out there somewhere, waiting for someone or something to unlock it. Meanwhile, I was sinking deeper into a depression, numbing out with food and TV and just letting life pass me by. But here's the truth. I wish I'd understood sooner. It was never the job or the weight or even the relationships. The real mountain, it was me. And here's the kicker. Self-sabotage isn't just random bad behavior. It's often a pattern you've built to feel safe. For some people, it's perfectionism. For others, it's procrastination or people-pleasing, overcommitting, numbing, or endlessly researching instead of actually moving forward and acting on it. So I want you to ask yourself right now, what's your go-to sabotage pattern when you're scared? Because once you name it, you can choose something different. Because no one is coming to carry you up the mountain. The climb begins the moment you stop circling the base and finally say, okay, it's me. I'm the one who has to take the first step. And here's the thing about taking that first step. Most of us never do because we're waiting for the right timing, the right energy, the right set of circumstances. But if I've learned anything from this book, it's that waiting can quietly become a lifetime. Lesson 2, stop waiting for someday. So many of us live on pause. We keep telling ourselves, when I have more energy, when I feel ready, when life calms down. I did this for years myself. I stayed in a job that drained me so badly that I'd literally sit in my car before every shift, gripping the steering wheel and fighting back tears. I'd pray for something, anything that would give me a reason to not walk through those doors. And yet, I stayed for many more years, waiting for that right time that never came. But here's the truth. No one is coming to hand you the life you want. Standing at the bottom might feel safer, but nothing changes there. One of Brianna's most powerful reminders is that motivation doesn't start the process. Action does. So if you wait to feel ready, you'll wait forever. You don't need a giant leap. You just need a micro shift. That's it. So just pick one habit your future you would do and try it small for the next 7 days. It could be as simple as drinking a glass of water before your morning coffee or spending 5 minutes moving your body, even if it's just stretching. Putting your phone down for 30 minutes before bed. Writing that one sentence in your journal each day, or just sending that email or text that you've been putting off for a while. Small steps feel doable, but they stack. Because if future you is living differently, it's not just because of the big leaps. It's because she built small, consistent actions into her life. So what would happen if you stopped postponing and took that one step today? And here's the beautiful part. Once you take that first step, you realize something powerful. The real transformation isn't waiting for you at the top. It's happening right now in the climb itself. Lesson 3, the climb is where you change. We all picture life finally feeling amazing once we reach the top. When I lose the weight, when I leave the job, when I start the business. But here's the truth. The top isn't where the magic happens. The magic is in the climb. The climb is when you say no for the first time and your voice shakes. It's when you wake up early to go for a walk, even though every part of you just wants to hit the snooze button. It's when you tell someone how you really feel, not knowing how they'll respond. Or it's when you share a part of yourself with the world, not knowing if anyone will get it, or if they'll just judge you for it. When I first started making real changes, nothing felt glamorous at all. I still carried fear. I still questioned every decision. I still had days where I wondered, who am I to even be doing this? When I first started my podcast and I hit publish on my very first podcast episode, within seconds, the panic set in. I was like, what if no one listens? What if they do and they hate it? What if I embarrass myself? Part of me wanted to delete it immediately, but I didn't because in that moment, the win wasn't about whether it went viral and I had a lot of listeners. The win was in taking that first step. I had climbed one rock higher on my mountain. And that's what the climb does. It strips away the version of you who waited and builds the version of you who's making moves. Here's something Brianna drives home, okay? You have to release the old you to become the new you. And that means grieving the version of yourself who avoided risk, who said yes when she wanted to say no, who stayed quiet just to keep the peace, and who convinced herself this is just how life is. Letting her go will feel super uncomfortable. It might even feel like a loss, but she's not who you're meant to be anymore. Some days you'll crawl through the day. Some days a fear will follow you like a shadow, but every step you take rewires you. You don't become ready first. You become ready by the climb. You don't become confident at the top. You become confident every time you prove to yourself that I keep my promises to me. So, if you've been wondering when you'll feel ready, let me just tell you, you won't. You make yourself ready by starting the climb. So let me just leave you with this. The mountain in front of you isn't here to punish you. It's here to wake you up. The mountain, for me, it looked like depression, self-abandonment, and 100 extra pounds I thought were the problem. But the truth was, it was never about the weight or the job or any relationship. It was me. And that's the best news that I want to give you today. Because if the mountain is you, you're also the one with the power to move it. You don't need to have a whole route mapped out. You don't need to see the top today. You just need to take one small, brave step and then another and another. Because the view you're craving, it's not just waiting at the top. It's being built in you every single time you climb anyway. Even when your knees shake, even when fear whispers, even when part of you wants to turn back. So here's your challenge. Grab your journal and write this down. What is the mountain in front of me right now? And what is it trying to teach me about me? Name it and face it. Then ask yourself this: what belief from old me am I retiring this month? And what would future me choose today? And remember this, you are not here to live at the base of your own life. You are here to rise. You are stronger than the mountain, and the only way out is up, which is exactly why I had to share The Mountain Is You with you today, because it's one of those books that doesn't just inspire you, it hands you the mirror and shows you the truth you've been avoiding. So if this episode spoke to your heart, I cannot recommend The Mountain Is You by Brianna Wiest enough. It's a book that will hold up a mirror and help you see the strength that's been inside you all along. And if this conversation gave you that little push you needed, please share it. Send it to a friend who's standing at the bottom of her own mountain right now. Or tag me on Instagram in one of your posts. I love seeing the women who are ready to rise. All right, my fellow evolvers, until next week, keep evolving, keep glowing, and never stop showing up for yourself because you matter. Much love.